To bring back salmon to Salmon Creek will take the efforts of many agencies, groups, and individuals. The degradation of the stream took more than a century and is being steadily repaired piece by piece. Recently, an informal gathering took place at Pleasant Valley Park to showcase how multiple partners working together restored a section of habitat along Salmon Creek. To celebrate the start of a run of salmon, participants released young coho into a reconstructed pond. Clark County Commissioner Mark Bolt spoke.
Everybody talks about fish, but then everybody just talks about fish, and it's great to see something happening on a stream where we finally get fish in a stream and to designate a run. When we think of clean water, the fish is the key.
A stream that supports runs of fish exemplifies a healthy ecosystem. There are particular requirements that juvenile salmon need to thrive. These include cool, clean water, places to rest and hide, food, and areas to come back and spawn in order to complete the cycle.
On a very small budget, we completed design and permits for the project and received funding from National Fish and Wildlife Foundation to complete the project. It's called an off-channel pond. It takes advantage of the cold water that the spring provides. In the summer, the spring is 56 degrees, and in the winter it's 56 degrees, which is ideal temperature conditions for juvenile salmonids.
Previous to the county acquiring the property, and similar to early practices around Salmon Creek, much of the land had been cleared of trees and natural vegetation. The restoration site was once a private garden and pond, but after the flood of 1996 had become a soggy meadow. To recreate habitat and stabilize the banks, woody debris was situated in and around the reconstructed area to mimic what would have occurred naturally.
The wood is actually shoved into the bottom and anchored just by pushing it. It's very soft material here. And that wood is what the fish hide under to get away from your birds, other critters that want to eat them. And then in the creek itself, we use the same weirs that we use for fish passes. We use those weirs to actually hold spawning gravel. And the juvenile fish can also go up into the upper part of the spring.
The woody debris also supports insect life, which in turn is food for the fish. Off-channel ponds and side channels are an important resource for juvenile fish. Besides protection from predators and a source of food, this type of habitat provides small fish safety from the strong current of the main stream.
Salmon Creek gets very warm in the summer, and in the winter it gets very, very flashy. In other words, it floods very hard. So these little springs like this all up and down Salmon Creek provide refuge habitat for those fish to make it through till they go to the ocean.
For the ease of fish passage, the stream that connects the pond to Salmon Creek has a series of wood weirs to slow down the flow. Rocks were installed in the stream and pond to replicate a stream bed and spawning gravel.
The hope of this project is to reestablish a small but self-sustaining run of fish in Salmon Creek. Salmon in Salmon Creek is the project. Places like this that we can reestablish habitat for the fish. So at high water they have a place to go, and when it's hot in the summer they've got a cool place to go.
The wild coho released into the pond were rescued in uninhabitable sections of Salmon Creek watershed by the Northwest Wildfish Rescue. Under permit from the state, the local volunteer group rears the young fish until they are ready to be released back into streams. Analogs were cast into the pond to feed the coho as well as other living things. These pellets contain the nutrients that a spawned out salmon carcass would produce.
Actually, I'd like to have 2 of these every mile on Salmon Creek. So there is a good chance of survival in this tree. And there are fish in this, there's just not very many. So what we're doing is going to enhance it, and then we're also enhancing it with the analogs until we get some salmon actually in the creek, and then their bodies, as they decompose, will enhance the bug life. More bug life, more fish, more bug life.
With its program resources, along with funding from a State Department of Ecology grant and the help of volunteers, Clark County Environmental Services Growing Green program will be planting trees at the site to reestablish vegetation and shade the pond and spring-fed creek.
All the partnerships, volunteers, nonprofits, the county, everybody working together really makes something like this happen. No one group can do it.
For their efforts to work together to bring salmon back to Salmon Creek, the agencies, groups, and volunteers that restored the off-channel pond at Pleasant Valley Park receive this month's Our Personal Best. Clark County Environmental Services Growing Green program has many tree planting events in the coming months and is looking for volunteers who would like to contribute to a healthy environment. For information on planting sites and days, as well as to sign up for an event, go to volunteerclark.com or call 397-2121.